Good afternoon, everyone. I want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for joining today's webinar entitled Unfollow, the Importance of Social Media Detox. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Mikaela Dueñas from ABC 211.
And I'm Jahziel Vero, also from ABC 211, and we are your hosts for today. Again, a few reminders before we start. Please mute your microphones during the webinar proper. We also encourage everyone to turn on their cameras. Also, do not forget to answer the attendance link for your certificates pinned at the comment section below.
Yes, so let's not drag this any longer as I know that you guys are so excited for this webinar, diba? So let us
Yes.
start the program with grace and honor our country with the national anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Before we formally begin this webinar, let me first introduce our speaker who will deliver her opening remarks. She is currently a second-year AB Communications student at the National University Manila campus. She was a member of NU Comics Brigade Public and Media Relations Committee year 2021-2022, a NU Saga External Affairs Committee year 2021 and 2022. And currently, she is a Tech and Prod Committee still at the NU Comics Brigade, as well as the current Vice President Internal of NU Saga. Let us give a round of applause for Miss Ysabel Lopez.
Ayan. Good day, everyone, and thank you for that wonderful introduction, Miss Jaziel. Ayan, thank you for being here today and for lending your time to us para makinig at matuto. I am pleased to welcome all of you to our webinar entitled Unfollow, the Importance of Social Media Detox. I am seeing a lot of familiar faces right now, and I believe na lahat kayo ay gumagamit ng social media and currently nasa social media kayo. And you all communicate with your family and friends through social media. And you do a lot of stuff with social media, just like studying, reading, watching, and more. How have you ever felt tired and fed up with social media? Ayan. Patingin naman ako ng mga reactions nyo. If yes, you can press the like and heart if you ever felt tired and fed up with social media. Ayan. Thank you so much. If you are, I suggest that you all stay tuned until the end to know more about social media detox. In this context, it will be discussed later on what is social media detox, the importance of social media detox, gaano nga ba katagal naglalas ang social media detox, and the signs that you may need a social media detox. I believe that staying and listening to the talk later is very timely and relevant, and I believe that we are all in the right place and time to know more about social media detox. That is all. I don't want to prolong this and I don't want to take all of the time. Relax, chill, and grab some snacks and drinks while you listen to our wonderful speaker later on. Thank you.
Ayan, so thank you very much, Miss Isabel, for that warm welcome. Now, partner, if I may ask, how often do you use social media?
Ay nako partner, ako I use social media every day. You know, as a comm student, we need to be updated with all the happenings around the world, 'di ba? As well as a K-pop fan na rin, dapat lagi
Yes.
tayong updated kay bias. Ikaw, partner.
Alam ko, parehong-pareho tayo, partner. Parang hindi ko ata kayang mabuhay nang walang nakikitang pogi sa FYP ko sa TikTok.
Same.
'Di
Pero,
ba?
'di ba, maiba naman tayo. Ito kasi yung $1,000,000 question natin for
Ay,
today. Ready ka na ba, partner?
sige na nga. Ano ba 'yan?
How often do you do social media detox?
Importante ba 'yun? Yung detox ko kasi parang nakababad pa rin ako sa Twitter.
Same. Pero hindi ko din alam kung gaano siya importante. Pero I heard na social media detox is actually very important.
Ay, talaga ba? Bakit hindi natin
Mm.
'yan alamin today, partner?
We will, partner. Kaya I hope na we're all ready to disconnect from our social media accounts for an hour as we listen to our guest speaker. So ready ka na ba, partner? Why don't you introduce our guests?
Okay, so our guest is a graduate of New Era University under the Media and Visual Arts strand. Currently, she is a second year AB Communications student at the National University Manila campus. She is also a member of NU's official publication, The National, as well as an officer at Side Camera Club, a media and camera organization. So let us give a round of applause for Miss Margarette Manangan.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Am I audible, guys? Audible naman.
Yes po, audible.
Right. Ayan, first of all, I would like to thank, ayan, our wonderful host for that very, very warm welcome. Kita na ba camera ko? Sorry. Am I there? There. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the very warm welcome sa mga hosts and as well as the introduction na rin sa ni Miss Ysabel Lopez. Napaka-amazing na opening remarks. And for everybody here in the meeting and those watching in our live, good afternoon and I'm welcoming you to Unfollow. This is a webinar for social media detox and again, my name is Margarette Manangan and I'm very, very excited to be your host and guide for today's session. And as we start, I would like you guys to have your own reflection as we tackle and discuss as much as possible sana don't relate it to somebody na parang hawig nung mga naririnig nyong traits na i-describe ko. But ano pala, only analyze yourself and try to seize every lesson as if I'm just talking to you personally. So, ayun, I can assure you naman that it will definitely help you and as someone who uses social media but rather as a person who is still work in progress just like me and continuously grows every day using social media. Okay, so next slide please. So as we start, us people living in the 20th century, tayong mga Gen Zs, we all know how vital social media is in our lives. And sino rin mag-aakala na mai-include to sa mga basic necessities natin sa buhay such as food, water, electricity. Ayun na nga, sumusunod dito yung internet together with the social media. And dito pa lang sa idea na to na sobrang nakaka-fascinate iisipin kung paano tayo natutulungan ng technology. Yung evolution nito all throughout the centuries, kung paano nagbago, kung paano nakakatulong sa bawat aspect ng buhay natin, most especially in communication, di ba? And that states how special and vital social media has become, kasi naging integral part na to ng pang-araw-araw natin dahil we use it to connect with our friends, with our family, to stay updated with the current events, and syempre share our own experiences with the world, not only with the people around us but the whole world mismo. However, next slide please. There will be always pros and cons. Kahit anong issue naman, kahit anong matter na pinag-uusapan natin, may pros and cons. So let's say, yes, on social media ay malaking tulong sa atin. But imagine nyo yung with the constant notifications, with those likes and comments na biglang nagpa-pop up sa mga screens natin. Yung mga nadidinig natin na mga ring whenever there's a notification. It's very easy for us to get caught up and sa never-ending cycle ng scrolling, ng pagla-like, ng pagko-comment. Isang ping or isang ring ng notifications, parang, alam niyo yun, wala na. Parang tumitigil na ulit mundo natin. Nawawala na naman tayo sa reality. And we end up being out of focus, na out of thrill tayo, sa, minsan, nawawala tayo sa mga pinaplano natin the whole day, parang ganon. And that's the reality nowadays. Makita pa lang natin yung icon badge, just like what we can see on screen. Yung red notification beside the app, the red one. Para bang may kung anong hormones or may kung anong cells na pumapasok sa utak natin para matrigger tayo, yung instinct natin to, just open the app and to see what's inside the notification, to see what's inside the message. Then, that's it. Parang quicksand lang tayo na we didn't notice na we're drowning inside our screen na. So, ayun. Kung iisipin natin, next slide please. Kung iisipin natin, that is both sad and scary reality of the present time and the future ahead of us. But that is also why we're here today, actually. And that is to talk about the importance naman of taking a break from social media and how it can benefit our mental and physical health. So today we will also discuss the negative effects that excessive social media use can have on our well-being, as well as some practical tips and strategies from detoxing from social media. Whether if you think you're one of those social media addicts or you're simply curious about the impact of social media in our lives, this webinar is for you. So I want you guys to sit back, to relax, and let's dive into the world of social media detox. Next slide. So ayun, personally, I would like to express muna how passionate I am discussing this certain topic, since I really see myself as someone who's very, very obsessed when it comes to social media. Lalo na during the pre-pandemic days where I won't really miss to sign up in every social media app that I know and use it endlessly. And ayun, before, pagkakatanda ko, I used to have 10 to 18 talaga hours screen time a day before pre-pandemic. But, just like everyone else, the pandemic gave me, or us na rin, to reflect and somehow change the attitude and mindset that we have. And I think that is the only nice part of that pandemic era, since it gave me time to change how I play, how I sail in life itself as a young adult na rin, as someone who transitioned into being adult back then. And from then on, ang naging mindset ko was like, I might not be able to control everything in my life, as in everything, but at least there are still things na still under my management and my control. And ayun, nakatulong siya sa pagiging better living ko. And yun nga, yung isang under control natin is yung personal social media management natin, yung screen time management natin, ang pagta-time out sa social media or simply detox. And people around me can testify how this changes my life, and most especially my closest friends. They're also the ones na, alam mo yun, nagagalit bigla kapag nawawala yung presensya ko sa social media. Because when I got back, let's say from 1 or 2 months detox, sasabihin nila, naku, yun ka na naman eh, nawawala ka bigla, parang nang-ghost ka na naman na hindi mo sinasabi, saan ka namin ni-message, ganun, and so on and so forth. So, ngayon, um, through this webinar, kaya ko pagtagol sarili ko kung giving my valid reasons. But, yon as the time goes by naman before, ayun, hanggang ngayon naman, nasasanay na sila na sa mga ganong ways ko in terms of using social media. And, minsan nga, ako pa mismo yung nagsusorry when may mga na-miss out akong ganap when I'm away. But they're just saying, no, it's okay. Parang you need that break. You don't have to say sorry. So, ayun, nakakatulong na yung social media detox for yourself. Nakaka-filter pa siya ng mga taong naiintindihan ka na, na magsistay sa buhay mo. But that's not really the point of social media detox. That could be a part, yes, but there's a wider understanding when it comes to detoxing yourself from the screen or the social media. So, next slide. Pero, ayun, before anything else, let's go to terms. What is social media detox? So, from the word detox, it simply means for us to abstain from something addictive or simply get rid of something we used to do for a very long time. And maybe some of us know the study about the effects of social media on us, right? And it affects really us people exactly like the effects of illegal drugs to our body. So according to studies of Harvard, next slide, sabi sa studies ng Harvard University, it's the same hormones that we use in any social networking sites, the same hormones that lights up the same part of our brain that will also ignite when someone is taking illegal drugs or addictive substances. So imagine when we find ourselves deep scrolling to our phone and it feels like we're already taking drugs, Isn't it that scary that how it messes up with our brain, with our emotions, and how we do it often, daily, minsan 12 to 20 hours a day nga, 7 days a week. So, di ba nakakatakot yun na we're so-called addicts? Isn't scary that it controls also the way we live sa araw-araw natin? So, what do we need to do? The answer is simply detox. Next slide, please. Detox ang sagot. And this is disclaimer na this is not really a webinar to force you guys to get rid of social media, to delete all your accounts. Because trust me, though it's not impossible to get rid of social media, to delete all your accounts, but it would be challenging now that we're in this modern era to live without communication using social media. It's challenging to adapt new trends that will eventually help our lifestyles as the time goes by. That's why this topic is all about having our pause moments away from it. So yun yung key idea na tatandaan nyo all throughout this discussion, na ang social media detox is for the pause moments lang. And that is more adaptable, more sustainable, that rather than getting rid of it in just one snap and na totally mawawalan ka ng social media. And just like what I mentioned earlier nga, next slide please, I can testify it myself when it comes to this matter. And for you guys to have a little background, I've already done that delete all accounts, get rid in a snap, or they call it sometimes nga na deleting all your online footprints sa internet. So 2 years ago, I deleted my 15-year-old Facebook account. So I had no Facebook, I had no Twitter, no Instagram, no Telegram, Viber, or any other messaging app for a year, so that people cannot connect with me. In short, within that span of 1 year of having no social media at all, I disconnected myself with everyone. Totoo yun, lahat, parang walang nakakaalam kung ano nangyayari sa akin for the span of 1 year. And to tell you guys, it's so hard, but it's possible. It's possible to do it, but natandaan ko rin, that time I was out of school, so it was easier for me to, to execute it. Um, it takes a lot of discipline, yes, investing of trying new things, watching films, reading books, and that would be possible, but it's not advisable. Why? Because during the first 3 months of totally not having social media, I was good. I feel better, and honestly speaking, you'll feel superior at least because you have no attachment and responsibilities with the world. It's just your own. It's your own world. But the months after that, I felt very isolated. I felt totally detached from the world, and eventually, I felt that it's not good for me to be totally detached with the world. It caused me anxiety, it caused me depression, and eventually, yun nga, parang lahat, I mess up as a person, and who wants to feel that way, di ba? Parang wala. And, eventually, ang naisip ko kung bakit nag-fail yun. Iniisip ko kasi, ba't kaya nag-fail yun? Though tama naman yung goal and initiative ko that time kung bakit ginawa ko yun. Bakit ako nag-out of social media. Pero ang mali ko pala that time is tinanggal ko totally lahat. Instead na tanggalin ko yung sarili ko from my attachment on my screen, dinamay ko pati yung reality ko outside my screen. Kumbaga, yun na yung chance ko to discover and let myself grow offline, to connect with people face to face. Kaso, hindi yung ginawa ko eh. Tinanggal ko lahat. So that should be a lesson to anyone here na gustong mag-delete ng footprints nila online. Remember that it would be possible, pero you must do what you need to do outside the screen. So later, we will further discuss the steps on how to do it wisely, yung hindi katulad nung akin. So, ayun. Next slide, please. All throughout my process ng social media detoxing thing or yung paggamit ko ng social media, isang effective na paraan doon para matanggal ko unti-unti yung addiction ko ay listings na naglista ako ng mga bagay na ayaw ko sa social media. Yung mga ayaw ko maramdaman while using it, yung kumbaga matrick ko yung brain ko na ma-turn off ako sa social media, and unti-unti ayun nabitawan ko na siya. That's why now let's go to the negative effects of social media use. And my goal here is actually ma-turn off rin kayo. So ayun, kasi let's admit it na it's very hard to resist scrolling, right, and opening any social media account since it was actually designed that way to be addictive. And that addiction can lead to anxiety, to depression, and poor sleep. Is I have researched before some aspects na main target ng excessive social media use. And una dito is yung social comparison. Sabi dito, we all tend to put all the nicest things, nicest experience, or highlights natin in life sa social media. Diba? Yun naman talaga actually, bibihira yung makikita mo na post ng failures nila sa social media because simply, we want validation. And that is what social media is for, right? Para ma-validate man lang yung mga magagandang ginagawa natin, ma-validate yung pinaghirapan natin. And, nakakatulong siya. Nakakatulong siya, yes, but it can lead to feelings of lackness, low self-esteem, and most especially, envy na eventually nararamdaman natin. And this can be particularly harmful for us, young people who are still developing our sense of self. Kumbaga, we're still sensitive and fragile kasi when it comes to comparing ourselves to others. At kahit na sabihin natin na we shouldn't compare ourselves, let's admit it na there are times na sasagi pa rin sa isip natin yun, lalo na kapag same craft na ginagawa nyo or that's the kind of thing na you wanna achieve in life and same lang naman kayong level before, bakit siya gantong ibang level na? And another thing is yung when it comes to body, yung mga sinasabing hashtag body goals, it will definitely harm our minds, our mentality as well. Then ayun, we'll end up lacking of confidence kasi di naman tayo katulad nila, which is also a wrongdoing and wrong mindset. Dahil kung isipin mo, may mga ganong moments din yung pinagkukumparahan natin. Like, nagiging cycle siya sa loob ng social media kasi na i-compare natin yung sarili natin sa iba. Yung ibang yun, i-compare yung sarili nila sa iba. So, parang, we're just messing up with that kind of system. So, hindi talaga siya nakakabuti para sa atin. Next, is this on our mental health. Tulad nga ng sabi ko, studies have found a link between excessive social media use and anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Naalala ko nga during the first phase of 2020, actually ito nga yung nag-trigger sa akin nun na to delete everything. Kasi remember during that time, sobrang nabombard tayo sa bad news. As in, every day may bad news na lumilitaw. Nandong, yung pumutok yung bulkan. Tapos, namatay si Kobe. Then, the biggest one was the coronavirus thingy. Then, lockdown afterwards. So, alam niyo, everyone thought that the world is about to end that time. And as, a young adult, and I'm so young that time, and thinking of that idea, I wasn't ready to, parang hindi ko siya maisip na mangyayari yun. Maybe because we still have lots of dreams to achieve. So, I end up messing up with my mind every day, every time may balita ako makikita sa social media. That's why study also shows na yung constant exposures natin to those negative news, those negative effects, and other people's problem as well can also increase the feeling of stress and worry, which is really bad for us. Well, obviously, it's so bad. Kaya yun yung mga dapat iniiwasan natin. And lastly, it also has an impact on our physical health. Because unang-una, too much time on social media can lead to sedentary lifestyle, which is linked to obesity, to heart disease, what else? And yan, other health problems. Siyempre, hindi naman nga tayo kumikilos while we're scrolling. Kumikilos lang as our fingers and our mind. So, it will possibly lead. And additionally, yung blue emitted on our screen, yung radiation, it can actually disrupt our sleep patterns. It will lead to fatigue, to other sleep-related issues. Because tanda ko, I also had a first-hand experience. As in, may feeling kasi tayo na whenever sobra na yung pagtitig natin sa screen, biglang-biglang nagluluha yung mata natin, nagkaka-migraine, ano pa ba? Nakakadagdag siyang stress. Actually, lumalabas siya sa mukha, right? And sino may gusto ng ganun? Wala naman. So, in summary, excessive social media use can have a range of negative effects on our mental health and our physical health. So, it's important for us, really, to be aware of these potential risks, and for us to take steps to limit and have some breaks on social media. So, ayun. Speaking of social media breaks, next slide please. Siyempre, kung may negative effects tayo, so ano naman yung mga benefits of taking a break? Siyempre, it will surely affect as well yung mental health, yung physical health, and most especially our relationships and productivity. Other than that, taking breaks from social media could, number one, it could reduce stress and anxiety, since we all know how social media can be can be real overwhelming and contribute to feelings of anxiety and stress. Taking a break is really a must, since it can help us to disconnect and reduce the pressure of constantly being connected from others. Kasi aminin nyo, lalo na yung mga person like me, yung mga person na nakakaramdam na pagka-drain ng social battery nila. Kasi before, I thought na matidrain lang yung social battery ko once na nakipag-interact ako sa tao ng physical, ng face-to-face. But as the time goes by, tapos dumating to mga online meetings, lalo na online classes, nakaka-drain rin pala talaga if kahit hindi kayo nagkikita, hindi kayo nag-interact physically. That is why, lessening time from your screen will definitely help you save your own mental and emotional and of course your social battery. So ayun, another benefit is improve your sleep. It will improve your sleep because spending time on social media before bed can really interfere with your sleep. It will lead to, poor quality of sleep. Because I admit it na I really do have trouble to sleep. That's why I tend to use my phone. I scroll hanggang sa antokin ako. And I know most of you guys, ganun rin, na nagpapaantok gamit yung phone. Ganun ginagawa ko hanggang sa mawala antok ko. Then, pagtingin ko sa labas, sumisikat na yung araw. Parang during those times na ganun yung habit ko, every night, ramdam na ramdam ko yung pagka-drain ko, yung whole being ko, pagkagising ko sa umaga, parang hindi ako to. Parang ganun yung pakiramdam ko. Dehydrated, yes, dehydrated yung pakiramdam ng katawan ko every morning. Nung ganun pa yung ano ko Then, ayun, naging anemic rin ako. And eventually, magko-connect lahat yan hanggang sa yung katawan mo na mismo yung bumigay. Experience it several times. Few times, tinakbo ko sa ospital because of that bad habit. Kaya, I never did it again. That's why, as much as possible, I encourage you to put all your phones away your bedroom, away your bed, because no, disconnecting talaga from social media, most especially nighttime, it can really help you establish a healthy bedtime routine and as well as improve your quality of sleep. So, matutulungan yan and hindi lang sa gabi, pati sa umaga mararamdaman mo yung benefits nun. And number 3 benefit, um, it increases our productivity since, social media can be a major distraction and it can actually interfere with our ability to focus on important tasks. 'Di ba meron nga tayong mga point na sa life natin na kapag nahawakan mo yung phone mo, nagtutuloy-tuloy na yung gamit. And aminado ako doon sa ganyan, especially every morning. And sasabihin ko lang na, i-check ko lang yung time. Tapos wala, I end up deep scrolling na. So, by breaking this habit, it can really eliminate the distraction and increase our productivity as well for the whole day. So, ayun. Another benefit of taking a break is it will create more meaningful relationships. Ito yung pinaka-importante. Yes, social media can make it easy to connect with friends, with our families, but it can also lead to superficial relationship. That is why I'm talking about earlier na yun na sana ginawa ko siya nung nagkaroon ako ng time na went off social media. So, my bad, hindi ko lang grinabi opportunity na yun to connect in real life at mas na-isolate ko yung sarili ko to the point na I got, depressed because I felt really alone. So, be mindful na taking a break can encourage you to focus on building more meaningful relationship, more meaningful connections in real life scenario, not only on screen. So yeah. And lastly, it can also enhance our self-esteem. Dahil nga dito sa social media, it can really contribute a big part to our feelings of low self-esteem and negative comparison. So, taking a break can really help you focus on your own accomplishments, strengths, rather than constantly, bigla kang magko-compare sa sarili mo sa iba. Dahil dito, naman na it's natural for us humans to compare. Kahit anong gawin natin, di natin maiiwasan na magkumpara. That's why it will help you adjust yourself to lessen scrolling, to prevent seeing things na makakapagpababa ng self-esteem mo. And overall kasi, taking a break on social media can be a valuable way to prioritize our mental health, our physical health, and of course, it will improve our relationships and increase our productivity. So, nakakatulong yan sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay natin. So, ayun. Next slide, please. Now, these are the signs naman na you need to take a break on social media, ito yung mga signs na kailangan maging mindful kayo kung kailangan na ba mag-detox. So, number one is, if you spend too much time on social media. So, yan, kapag di mo na mamalayang patapos na yung araw, tulad na nakwento kanina, na di mo na mamalaya na lumilipas na yung oras, patapos na naman yung linggo, ganun. That's the sign na medyo matakot ka na kasi, slowly, kinakain ka na ng sistema talaga ng social media. So, be aware sa mga ganong pagkakataon, okay? Next is when you feel anxious or depressed after using social media. Pag madalas ka ng nababother after you see something, a certain post, a certain article, or anything na sobrang nababother ka, even off-screen, parang naiisip mo pa rin siya after mo makita yun, that's other sign na you really need to take a break. So, be aware, be mindful with that. So, third is when you start comparing yourself to others. And ito actually parang connected siya eh. When you feel anxious, when you feel depressed, dahil once you start comparing yourself, ganun na eventually mararamdaman mo eh. So, kapag hindi kinakaya ng sarili mo na nagkukumpara ka na, parang napapansin mo na ganun ka na, dahil it is in our nature nga rin na mag-compare. But, you must learn how to step down. Step down out of the screen, out of social media. And lastly, if you feel that you're missing out on life. You guys know na yung saying na there's so much things to enjoy outside, something like that. So this is the point here. I have this thing talaga kasi na tulad nga na naging natural na sa akin na as much as possible, I won't bring my phone outside with me. Kung kaya lang, kung wala akong pwedeng, kung kailangan lang mag-communicate yun, kailangan ko dalhin siya. Pero as much as possible, hindi ko dadalhin yung phone ko sa labas. Hindi ko siya dadalhin because I know myself well na I will end up using it sa labas. Wherein, ang main reason ko nga na kaya ba't ako lumalabas is to, experience the world outside the screen. Simula nung nakasanayan ko yun, even if dala ko yung phone ko, nababother talaga ako na I use my phone. Kasi kaya nga minsan, nagiging pet peeve ko na rin siya sa ibang tao. When it comes na nag-uusap kayo, isang circle kayo, tapos magkakaharap, tapos nagpo-phone yung mga kasama mo. Though, okay lang naman kung kailangan talaga or need. But, the whole time na magkakaharap kayo, tapos may phone, parang ang off nun. Kasi, we all wanted to strengthen our socialization, to appreciate the world outside. Saya kaya to parang magmuni-muni sa labas. Pag nakikita mo yung mga tao, tignan mo lang sila, alam mo yun, iniisip mo, ano kaya ang storya nitong dalawang tal, ganyan. So, yun, I still take pictures din naman. Yes, I also use my phone for music outside. Communication, lalo na. But I make it to the point talaga na kapag may kaharap akong tao, may pasama ako, it's either tatago ko yung phone ko to make sure na hindi ko siya gagamitin outdoor because there's so much na we could miss sa life if hanggang sa labas, ginagamit pa rin natin yung mga phones natin. So, ayun. So, these are the frequently asked questions. Next slide, please. So, tinatanong sa akin, how long does social media detox last? Hanggang kailan ba? To be honest, the answer is really up to you. But usually, it takes minimum of 1 week and maximum of how long you want. So 1 week because in span of 1 week, you'll be able to build a firm routine without the use of, social media. Then after that week, di mo na mamamalaya na extend na yung pagdi-detox mo because you enjoyed so much time off your screen. Then you'll feel better. Then ikaw na lang sa sarili mo ang nakakapagsabi if you're ready to be back on socials again. So simply, ang concept kasi nga ng social media is like you're recharging yourself off screen. Tapos pwede yun na ulit ikaw sumabak ulit afterwards kung feel mo na. Another question would be, how do you prepare for a social media detox? Plan. yes, you will need a plan for sure. Hindi siya actually, kasi kung naisipan mo, ay gusto ko mag-deactivate, gusto ko mag-detox. Because you'll be unsuccessful, trust me, conducting one if hindi ka nagplano. Why need to plan? Because number one, you need ng mga gawain na pwede mong ipangtapal sa old habits mo. So, isipin mo, ano kaya yung pwede kong gawin instead of scrolling? You need to establish yourself first. Organize and list the things you want to do, you want to achieve, you know, build new habits nga. Maybe you go painting, you read books, finish a series or a movie, anything just to fill the void of yours. And you make, you need to make yourself busy. Yun yung ano talaga, yung thought. In that way, nagiging productive ka na-acquire ka pa ng new set of skills. So, really, plan ahead. So, what should you do on the certain span of days without social media, on certain span of weeks? So, ano yung mga kailangan mong gawin to establish your plan to get off it? Okay? So, question, next, the thing, how to set goals and expectations. Um, you need to set goals and expectations, including yung the span of time, the span of days or the months na balak mo mag-time out on social media. You need to be disciplined enough to follow that certain goal you want to achieve. In my case nga, di ba? I'm out of school that time. Kaya madali ko siyang nagawa, mawala ng social media before. But now, if you're a student, you're a working adult, paano magagawin yun? Kaya need mo mag-set talaga ng other alternatives for your colleagues to contact you. That's why when I say expectation, you must set expectation. It doesn't mean na expectation lang for yourself. Kasi need mo rin yung taong kailangan ka makausap, right? Lalo na yung mga, let's talk about careers and profession. So, ang tip doon is brief those people about the detox you're about to do. So in my case right now, I created a Facebook account solely for the purpose of communication for my colleagues. So I have no Facebook friends. I only have Messenger for messenger messages for communication purposes, and I don't want any of my friends or family to know about this account since I'm not planning it naman to continue it after college. So in short, I set plan not only by myself, but I tell some people, other people involved in my life about it. Binibigyan ko sila ng alternatives to connect with me without me being affected by the other things online I see online. At least this way, nakafocus ako sa ACADS, nakaka-focus ako sa sarili ko. Other than that, wala nang ibang distraction. And again, setting goals and expectation with other people, that's a must because we still need to grow as a person. We with other people kasi no man is an island, tandaan nyo yan, dahil di natin kaya mabuhay mag-isa sa mundong to. And sa pagpaplano nyo, never leave these people hanging and wondering kung ba't kayo bigla-bigla nawawala. And, learn from my mistakes. Tell them that you need to lie low, but give them alternatives on how would they reach you out. Additionally nga pala, expect you to have some FOMO or the fear of missing out, the FOMO. Gusto ko sana maramdaman nyo na it's normal. Though, kailangan mo talagang paglabanan through those new set of skills nga na you're trying to acquire. So, ayun. Next slide. Next, let's go to the strategies on how to establish that social media detox smoothly para yung walang, alam mo yun, yung walang hindrances. Here, I will share to you guys some tips and lessons I had on myself all throughout the habit of detoxing from social media every once in a while. Though I'm not telling you na you can do my techniques totally and exactly, but I'm encouraging you to build on your own strategy kung saan mas comfortable kayo. And ayun, I'm just going to share this para magkaroon kayo ng foundation to have your step one. kayo pa rin yung bahalang mag-adjust and all, totally, okay? So, first is you need to create a plan. Okay. Just like what I told you guys earlier, you need to plan it out. So you need to answer these questions on yourself. So number one is, why are you having a social media detox? First is because you must assess yourself. Um, and maybe you observe yourself na rin. It's if it's getting too much, you want a quick escape or it drains you or whatever reason it is. Know the reason yourself para ma-motivate ka to execute the plan you're about to make ng mas magaan. Next question to ask yourself is, how long will it take? Here, you must assess yourself. Pero ang tip ko nga rito ay you should have minimum of 1 week or off social media, since dito nakakabuo ka ng mga bagong hobbies throughout the week, right? And for me, detox ay most likely tumatagal naman ng maximum of 2 months. Then, you can be back for some catch-up. Then, ayun. Pero sa totoo lang, once na nakatagal ka na, yung months na you're detoxing, nasasanay ka na lang walang social media at finally nakakabuo ka ng new habits mo. Mag-extend at mag-extend ka talaga eh. Tapos hanggang sa masasanay ka na lang na wala kang social media na ini-scroll. So, ayun. Third question would be, what application should I deactivate or should I delete? Well, it actually depends rin. But for me, the top 4 apps na nilolook forward to delete is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So, not totally delete. If you want, guys, deactivate nyo lang. So, if ever you got that for social media, dahil dyan talaga nga nabubuo yung mga negative thoughts, negative opinions from other people, dyan yung tambayan nila. Ayan, yan yung top 4 na medyo be mindful for, okay? So, if you're like me naman na when having detox, you don't want anyone to contact you as well, you should include removing your messenger as well, yun. So, it really depends. It depends on your situation. Ayun. So, for sure nga naman, there's alternatives and you will plan for your alternatives. Kasi of course, we still have tons of responsibilities, lalo na kung student ka or you're working. And in my case, ayun nga, gumawa akong temporary Facebook account without friends for me to be able to communicate with my classmates, with my org mates, and nobody outside my academic circle knows about my Facebook. Since ayun nga, it's just temporary. And ayoko naman yung paggawa-gawa ng Facebook, tas a-add ko sila, tas di-delete ko na rin ulit. Kasi alam mo yun, baka mainis naman yung mga tao sa paligid ko. And eventually, tatanggalin ko rin naman siya if wala nang responsibility. Kaso, kailan walang responsibility? So, ayun. Next question is, paano nako-contact ng relatives and family? We're using Viber, Telegram, at first kasi, iniisip namin temporary lang gamitin yon, but nagustuhan na rin kasi nasanay namin, enjoy kami sa mga stickers and things on those social media, messaging platform. So, instead of messenger, you can have alternatives. So, it's up to you guys kung sa ano yung mas efficient. But, my tip here is you'll have a specific alternative for a certain group, whether for your family, for your relatives, for your friends, classmate, whoever, or what kind of certain groups. Kasi at this point, to be honest, na-enjoy ko na yung halos walang social media na ini-scroll. Though, late last year, I opened my Instagram back because I'm using it naman to build my portfolio. Ayun rin yung isang it depends. It will depend on your career situation. If you need a certain social media to build your career, di mo talaga siya matatanggal eh. Di mo siya mabibitawan. But, still, dito mo papairalin naman yung disiplina mo. That's why, kapag may mga ganitong scenario, you need to build a plan for your screen time. Next slide. And every screen time naman, ang tanong dyan, next slide please, kailan bubuksan yung certain app na to? And in my case, I will only install a certain app if I need to upload something or check something. Para sa ganon, maging inconvenient sa akin. Para mahirapan ako, maiwasan ko yung pagbubukas naturally. So, find alternative activities. Ayun, paulit-ulit tayo sa find alternative. Because you should have alternative activities. And ang tip ko lang dito is you find activities na gustong-gusto mo ma-acquire. Yung skill na gustong-gusto mo magkaroon ka. Para you're passionate enough to do it. So you could invest in it. Divert yourself to this. And third is you must unplug and disconnect. Tulad nga na sabi ko, make it convenient for yourself to use your inconvenient rather to use your phone. You can put your phone sa malayo, isa tatama rin ka kunin in order to, execute this unplug and disconnect method. And last strategy, you must seek support. Tell someone about it, and if you're lucky enough na gusto rin ka nilang sabayan, mas better. You'll both experience the best things in life, in real life, together, and that's proven and tested na rin. May kasabay ka. Okay, next slide. So let's say na na-execute na natin yung mga strategies na yon, na-fulfill na rin natin yung gusto mong ma-achieve sa mga detox mo. How will you maintain naman that kind of attitude in terms of using social media? Since ang main point nga ng detox ay for you to pause, for you to recharge a bit, because mahihirapan na tayo kung totally get rid of social media on an instant, in a snap. The point of social media is for us to be able to reflect and be back to our senses in real life scenario. Now, for us to maintain and sustain these habits, here are the following tips and tricks na rin. First is to set boundaries. Sino ang mga ifa-follow mo? Sino mga i-unfollow mo? Who to unfriend? Who to be friends with on social media? Sino lang yung mga taong need at want mo makita or makapag-connect sa'yo? Sila yung dapat yung mga taong healthy for you, nakakatulong sa growth mo as a person. Sila yung i-allow mo na nasa loob ng boundary mo. And you must learn how to guard yourself from those people, from these news, from these articles, and other stuff you see in the internet. So, you must learn how to guard yourself. And sino-sino ba entertain mo lang? Ano yung mga i-allow mo makapasok sa sistema mo, sa buhay mo, actually, not only in your system. Then, dyan papasok yung pagiging mindfulness. Remember that every time you hold your phone, hindi lang siya for entertainment purposes, but also for you to guard yourself, how you act, how you respond on a certain thing, how you see, how you scroll, the time itself, kung gaano ka katagal, and set timer as much as possible rin. And for that, here's an app that I use. Ayan, we're not bayad here. And pero that's the app that I use. It is called Stay Free app. And this is the Stay Free app, and you'll be able to set a time limit on each app you use. For example, in Instagram, I only use Instagram with maximum of 1 hour a day, and I have to control myself para matipid ko yung 1 hour na yon within the whole day. 24 hours. So, kailangan tipirin ko yung 1 hour na yun. Kasi once na maubos yung 1 hour, the app will be automatically blocked. So, hindi mo na siya mabubuksan. Mag-reset na lang siya the other day. So, in that case, napipigilan ko sarili ko to scroll all day dahil may nagpa-pop up rin palang mga notifications dito every 10 minutes. And this is very useful, this app, to start your process. It's free on Play Store or on App Store. You're also allowed to block, certain application nga or certain site here para hindi mo na siya mabuksan. So, it's for you to find out. It will literally help you to be mindful in using your phone as well. And third is to create your balance. Yan. Create your balance in between online and offline activities. Yon, as a student, we have tons of activities, right? My tip here is that you really have to set your plan for the whole day, a day or week before. Plot the things you need to do, including the time of your social media and online luxury. Tinatawag ko siyang online luxury kasi I want you guys to treat scrolling in social media as a treat or a reward after a long day of work, after a long day of activities. However, continue setting a limit as you scroll. Nevertheless, treat it as some, yun nga, sort of reward after a long day. So my point here is for you to do the things you need to do offline first. Be productive first before you scroll. And much better if you have nga na activities offline and you must look forward for more activities outdoor rather than staying at home. Then if you're a homebody naman, kadalasan kasi may mga ganyan na homebodies, um, you must look forward on doing activities indoor rather than using your phone. So it's all about time management, and balance. The 90-10 method, the 90% real life and 10% luxury. So yun, 90-10. Lastly, if you must be intentional on your social media or phone use. I know most of us, including me really, enjoy deep scrolling. I won't deny that, but um let us put our own emotion and mental state well first. How? By being intentional on what should we do with our phones, with our social media. And just like mine, I created an Instagram account because of the intention of using it as my portfolio sa career ko, sa future career ko. So, when you have social media, next slide please. When you have social media, ask yourself, what is this for? Is it something that will help my growth as a individual, or it's just for fun? So if it's just for fun, learn to set limits. If the app's totally nonsense and it doesn't help your growth as a human, why not get rid of it, diba? It won't hurt if you delete some sort of things in life. The more nga it hurt if you will keep saying things that's unnecessary for your growth, for your um well-being. And remember that our main purpose is, to be productive human being, a growing human being out of the toxicity of this world. Yes, entertainment is good, but we shouldn't let it go into our system. We must learn how to focus on our goals, to be productive human that will, contribute for the greatness and kindness of this world. And the only way for us to be able to adapt and continuously grow as individuals is, proper media literacy when it comes to, media literacy on how we should use it wisely. Etong gift of technology na binigay sa atin, na blessing to eh. And here includes sa media literacy is yung proper taking of breaks. Ito nga social media detox. Outside our screens. We should learn to step down and, be human for a while. Every other day, parang ganon. So, in conclusion, social media detox is really a crucial step in maintaining a healthy relationship with technology. Pero by taking a break then from social media, we can literally improve our mental health. We can reduce our stress and become, more productive, because it is really essential for us to what? Create a plan, set goals and expectations, and find alternative activities to fill the void, to fill the time that was previously spent on social media. And by implementing all these strategies na natutunan natin, we can maintain a healthy and balanced relationship with social media. So ayun, parang ang thought ko dito is, we have the gift of technology, we have the gift of social media, but sana we can live as if wala pang social media. But nagagamit natin ang social media sa tamang paraan, sa tamang ways. And ayun yung sana na, yun kasi yung realization ko nga right after naglaylo ko. And sana ganun din yung maranasan nyo if ever gusto nyo itry itong social media detoxing. And ayun, sobrang helpful siya for us humans, lalo na for us Gen Zs. So, ayun, I guess that's it for our today's lecture, and I hope you guys learned something from it. And I also hope by the end of this lecture, it will encourage you to plan out for your social media detox and, build a sustainable social media screen time habit. And ayun, thank you guys. I guess back to the host. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uy,
Wow, partner, grabe no. Ganun pala mag-social media detox. Akala ko kasi dati basta di-delete mo lang siya, okay na. So I think na-try ko na siya ngayon with the
ay
guidance of
ganun.
Miss Margaret. Ikaw, partner.
Yes. Ako rin partner, kasi alam mo, hindi mo talaga made-deny na sobrang nilalaman na rin tayo ng mga nakikita natin sa timeline, kada scroll natin sa Facebook, TikTok, kung ano man. So that's why we need to remember that our lives doesn't revolve around social media. So very helpful talaga ang social media
Mm-mm.
detox.
That's right, partner. Now we open the floor for our question and answer portion with our dearest speaker. So if you guys have any questions, do not hesitate and just type it in the comment section and we will be reading it for you.
Yes. So, ayan, just keep the questions coming. Ayan, meron na. So, I'll pick the first question from
Go.
Miss Diane Odessa. Okay, wow, ang ganda ng question niya. So, this is her question. What are some tips for overcoming the initial discomfort or withdrawal symptoms that can come with social media detox? Wow, very detailed ang question ni Miss
Mm.
Diane.
Hmm. Ayun nga, 'di ba tulad ng nakwento ko, nagkaroon ako ng withdrawals after, since kayo din baka ma-shock kayo after isang buong week agad nyo in-apply. So, probably you can try a day or two without social media first. I-feel nyo muna yung one day na yun without it. Then after that, saka kayo mag-plan. Um, you can get, um, you can well, pwede kayong bumalik agad after nyo yun matry. Kasi once na nagulat kayo, na culture shock kayo, na ganun pala yung FOMO minsan, na maranasan nyo, baka hindi nyo na siya ulitin. So, ayun, itry nyo muna a day or probably two. You can always find replacement din sa activities. Kung hindi talaga kayo comfortable, then in the middle of trying it, reflect on the benefits naman na nadudulot sa inyo nung pagdi-detox. Kaya mahalaga rin yung sinasabi kanina na assess yourself first kung bakit mo gustong gawin yung pagdi-detox. Hindi dahil lang na it sounds cool, na wala kang social media, but rather, maybe make it more customized for yourself kung bakit nga ba kailangan mong mag-detox. Point out the tiniest concerns and issues about your social media. So also be kind to yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and to tell yourself na it's normal to be discomforted at first. Actually, kahit sa anumang bagay, di ba? Kahit anong simulan natin, it's very normal to be discomforted. So, yeah.
Ayan.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, na-answer na yung question ni Miss Dayan.
Yeah. So for our second question, we have from Miss Maros Irang. How long should a social media detox ideally last to see significant benefits? Madam Speaker.
Uh, Ayun nga, tulad na sinabi ko kanina, if you want significant benefits and result, just a minimum of 1 week to maximum of 3 months. As long as kapag build na kayo ng habits nyo, it's good to go. Kayo na yung may control na hanggang kailan, kung kailan pakiramdam nyo okay na kayo and ready na kayo bumalik sa socials. Yun. Okay na yun.
Okay, thank you, Miss Speaker.
Ayan. Okay, so for the third question, wow, from Mr. Byron Beroya. Ang ganda ng question ni Mr. Byron. So, ang question niya, can a social media detox be customized to fit an individual's lifestyle?
No.
Or are there general guidelines that should be followed? Wow, very specific ang question ni Mr. Byron Beroya. So hopefully ma-answer ito ni Miss Margaret.
Ayun. Syempre, yes, for me as someone kasi din na nasa creative field, sa creative industry and a communication student just like you guys, um, I would definitely can't live without Instagram for my portfolio. Take out, Facebook, take out Twitter, but not Instagram because I live with photos and taking tips from my favorite photographers. And the thing is that I only use my usage. I mean, I limit my usage using the app that I've mentioned earlier, and follow only people who's relevant for my target usage and the certain social media platform. So yes, definitely you should customize the apps you will use, the usage and the things that will make your social media experience lighter, enjoyable, tapos maging productive ka na. So yun, kailangan mo lang mag-explore to be in general. Yun.
Ayan. So hopefully na-answer yung question ni Mr. Beroya. Satisfied? Okay, thank you.
So for our fourth question, again from Miss Diane Odessa. So ang daming tanong ni Miss Diane, no? Mukhang
Dami.
curious
Oh,
talaga siya sa social media
another
detox na to.
question.
So eto, can social media detoxing have any negative consequences such as social isolation or missing out on important events?
Mm, Yun remember my story earlier na it happened to me a year of not having social media, just like what I told you guys na ang mali ko dun. I never socialize from face to face, rather I cage myself on my own world without anything. So did I felt the FOMO? Yes, but disregard ko siya, yung certain feeling na yun. So my tip is, kapag nararamdaman nyo yon in the middle of detoxing, kapag nagwi-withdrawals kayo, reach someone out, okay? That you're comfortable to talk with, or your people around you na comfortable ka. And remember that the goal lang naman is, to lessen and not totally get rid of social media. So, in terms naman sa pagka nami-miss out nyo yung mga events, ayun yung sinasabi kong kailangan nyo i-brief yung mga taong involved or nasa paligid nyo before detoxing or you're about to do it. So that you'll be able to give them alternatives to announce or say something to you, lalo na kung urgent, 'di ba? Yung mga bagay na 'yon. So you can give them your emails, any messaging app. So for you not to miss out, brief those trusted friends or people of yours that um kasi for sure maintindihan naman nila yun eh. Katulad niya ng mga kaibigan ko, naintindihan nila eventually kung bakit ganun. And natatry na rin nila. So ayun, yun lang.
Ayan, very wonderful answer from a wonderful question. Yes. So last but not the least from Mr. Levy Casal, our last question. How can someone tell if they have an unhealthy relationship with social media and should consider detoxing?
Mm. For me, when it affects na yung decision making, kapag di ka na makalabas rin na kasi you're out of confidence about yourself, kapag you can't sleep properly, generally kapag alam mong hindi na usual yung kinikilos mo and normal and healthy for yourself, malalaman mo na agad yun. And specifically kapag ang screen time mo ay almost 12 hours a day or more than that, tulad yan sa app na sinabi ko kanina, mayroon din siyang feature where every hour ina-announce niya kung ilan na screen time mo. So there, it could help you limit your time using your phone, where normally dapat sabi nila 8 hours or 9 hours a day. So to answer, it's really unhealthy when it's too much than the usual. Or kahit saan din naman, kahit ano, hindi okay yung sobra. It's never okay to be far from normal. So ayun. Thank you.
Ayan. So, thank you very much, Miss Margaret, for answering every question sa mga nagtanong. Thank you then. And as well as for the very insightful talk.
That's right. Thank you so much, Miss Margaret. For sure, hindi lang kami ng aking partner ang natuto, kung hindi
Yes.
pati na rin lahat ng attendees natin today.
Agree ako dyan, partner. For me, ang pinakatumatak sa akin sa presentation ni Miss Margaret is yung na-mention niya yung negative effects ng excessive use of social media. Specifically, yung social comparison. Kasi I relate so much dahil I
Mm.
tend to get so insecure to the point na lagi kong kino-compare yung sarili ko sa mga nakikita kong magaganda sa social media, di ba? Lalo na sobrang taas ng beauty standards sa social media. It messed with my confidence. Kaya nga parang I feel like sobrang helpful if na-try ko yung social media detox. Kasi we really need to take a break from it and appreciate ourselves more. Tulad nga ng sabi ni Miss Margaret, social media detox enhances our self-esteem. So, how about you, partner?
For me naman, yung pinaka-tumatak sa'kin is yung benefits of social media break. Kasi partner, hindi ako nakaiwas. Sa poll, lalo na sa sleep improvement though, medyo okay naman na siya kasi yung bedtime routine ko dati nasa 5 AM, ganyan. Ngayon nasa 3 AM na lang siya. Pero kidding aside, these are the things na we sometimes don't realize unless other people point it out to us, 'di ba? Tsaka partner yung Stay Free na app, I think
Oo.
ida-download ko siya nito. Ida-download ko siya right after nito since hindi ko pa alam if kaya ko mag-commit sa ganong, 1 week na social media detox, ganyan. So, I think yung limitations nung app, maganda siyang preparation. Also, hindi pala 'to paid promotion guys, talagang talagang magaling mag-talk si Miss Margaret and
Yes.
parang gusto ko siyang gayahin, 'di ba? So,
Parang ako din.
ayun.
Parang
I
gusto
think
ko rin
maganda
yun
siya, 'di ba?
gayahin. Yes,
For us
ida-download ko
students.
nga yan.
Sabay-sabay tayong mag-download.
Yes. So, okay, now let us move on to the awarding of certificates. So, may we request Miss Margaret, oh, naka-open na pala ang kanyang camera for the awarding as well as the photo op.
So, ayan, let me read. So, this certificate of appreciation is presented to Miss Margarette Manangan in grateful acknowledgement of her invaluable contribution in imparting her knowledge as a speaker in the webinar entitled Unfollow, the Importance of Social Media Detox, given the 6th day of March 2023 at the National University Manila via MS Teams.
Ayan. So, congratulations, Miss Margaret Manangan. And thank you for the wonderful talk. So, ayan, mag-picture muna
Thank you.
tayo.
So may
Please
we
open
request
your camera
everyone to
po.
open your cameras for the
Yes.
photo op.
Ayan ang mga nagagandahan nating audience.
Ayan.
Yan.
Sino pong magte-take ng photo, Miss Merylle? Pa-take na lang po ng photo.
Yes.
Oh, may
Hindi
nag-aayos
ko
pa
pa
ng photo
na-take.
card. Ay, ako na, sige.
Okay,
Naka-open cam
game.
na ba? Patanggal po muna nung slide. Thank you.
Yes.
Ayan. And 1, 2, 3. Ayan, may humabol. 1, 2, 3, smile. And thank you so much,
Ayan, thank you very
everyone.
much. Ang gaganda naman ng audience natin today. Okay.
Ayan.
So again, thank you very much, Miss Margaret Balangan. Now, let me introduce our speaker who will be delivering her closing remarks. So, she is a graduate of Immaculate Conception School in Quezon City under the Humanities and Social Sciences strand. She is currently a second year AB Communication student at the National University Manila and is a sports editor and news writer of the Marian Gazette. So let's give her a warm round of applause, Miss Merylle Embradora.
Thank you for that, Miss Mikaela. First and foremost, let me thank you for giving me this role of speaking on behalf of the participants in the closing remarks of our webinar. I would like to acknowledge the efforts made by our group for making this webinar successful. I would like to express my appreciation to the speaker and host for their valuable and clear explanation and for generously sharing with us their experiences, knowledge, and insights. Hearing and learning from the speaker as well as the audience has educated me and all of us here on how people have been becoming unsociable because they spend most of their time using social media. During the past few hours, it made us realize that the overuse of social media platforms has the effect of replacing genuine relationships. Many individuals nowadays prefer to connect online rather than to connect with human beings. They chose social media over the potential of a real relationship right in front of them. From personal experience, I agree that a social media detox is important, seeing that I regularly spend my free time using social media instead of being productive. I realize that I don't enjoy the things in life, such as spending time with my family. It can be hard to get away from social media due to the fear of missing out on something important. However, once in a while, it is important to disconnect from social media and connect with yourself. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all of you here for making this webinar successful through your cooperation and active participation throughout the webinar. We hope that the knowledge we have gained and the thoughts we have raised during this webinar will be useful in your lives. Once again, thank you and have a good day to all of you.
Thank you so much for your warm words, Miss Meryl. Now, before we finally close this webinar, please be reminded to answer the evaluation form posted on the comment section below. All certificates will be sent through your respective NU email accounts after the event.
Ayan. And you can also follow us on our socials to be updated on upcoming webinars at sa mga announcements. So we would like to thank everyone for taking their time off to participate in today's webinar.
Again, thank you everyone for sharing this afternoon with us. As we end this event, let us all rise for the singing of the NU hymn.
I pledge my life, my honor, to thee, my alma mater, who made me grow in wisdom, gave me love and made me strong. I shall defend thy good name. I strive to bring thee more fame. I shall wave thee rolling through the colors of national youth. I shall wave